that you have and the assets that you have to weave a continuation of that great recovery story.
One quick story, and we'll let you go and ask questions. But Dothan, Alabama isn't exactly a hot spot in wherever. But what we learned there is what the developers were building we call brick trailers, just plain ugly places. They came in, the architects came in and developed a new style. And once these developers saw that style and understood it, they bought into it, they made more money. But to get them to understand not to do the norm, comfortable thing is a challenge. And that's a whole team effort. But it can happen, and it happens every single time. Once they see that they've raised the bar, and they're all of a sudden they're making money, guess what happens? The next guy comes in and has to do this, and then you've got quality development. Any questions from you guys? Anything?
I just real quick, I first want to say thank you all so much for coming and here, and thank you so much for all the work that you've done. It's amazing what you've done. I mean, I know nothing about it, but it's amazing for me just to see what you have done in 2 days. And I really appreciate the way that it seems that you are doing this in a manner that is right along with my personal vision for Hartford. So thank you so much for that. And I just had one little question was, does anybody have something that they want to tell me about, any pros or cons there might be to the different, you're talking about the three options of one being maybe a pedestrian walkway and where the main river road, Hartford Road is now, or the one way going all the way around. I just wondered if there was any.
It's really, we debated this internally for a long time. And I'm not so sure there's one way better than the other. The traditional I don't like as well. You've got a traffic problem right there. We know that.
Yeah.
We just don't have any room to move it unless this thing shifts up and you wipe out part of the BP thing. You just don't have room. So you can see the size it takes to get a truck around if you do something like this. It wipes out your BP. So we don't want to do that. The other two options, the one where it's a one-way and you're still going up like that, is a good option. And for me, it's a safety issue. It's calming for cars, and it saves you a whole lot of money, and just automatically you've got half of your trail built. So there's positive, and you're not taking anybody's land. You're not taking land. The other way is to close off part of that road and use that middle road as the main road, which you can easily do, and then you have a trail system along the river that's quiet, comfortable, and not a problem.
Yeah,
I'm
sorry.
Go ahead.
I think in all, having that second road back there helps because the river's your main, or the stream river is your main amenity, and that road kind of blocks you off. If you're gonna have decent festivals here, having that traffic there, you'd rather have pedestrians there or people going to the river. That's, I guess, the other reason I was attracted to this other site. You could break away to the ideal thing and have a big green space between the road and the river, which is ideal, but we can't because of the ownership and of some of the land, so the difficulty dealing with some of the others.
And here's 3 sections that show that. So all this will be digitized, so you can see how it looks and works. But again, my problem is that stopping point right there. That's something that needs to be looked at.
And there may be a way to design it because right now you have the surge. And so there may be a way that during that period of time, it needs to be a two-way road. And there may be times of the year when it doesn't. And so you could control with paint and striping, or as you said, with the new road being introduced, that section of that road at the water is always pedestrian and you can get around two-way without it. But there's also ways with bollards and other things, where some of these ideas that if you're having a festival and a concert, you have the restaurants, you can really restrict the amount of vehicular activity that happens in front of those shops. Retailers want people to park right in front of their window, and we know that. And so some people will park in the back and be willing to walk through, but if you're having a big pedestrian area, you really don't want that, so you push everybody to the back and you shut those roads down for that weekend festival, and then it's back to two-way traffic. And so I think there's a lot of different ways, when you get into that you know, we're at like 30,000 feet, and the plane will eventually be on the ground. So we're gonna be somewhere in the middle of all of those kinds of
Like that.
conversations and discussions need to happen as you guys get grants and engage and say, how do we take this piece of that idea and really make it something that a developer could do, or a contractor could build, or the city could install, and all that will come with time. But overall, there's a lot of, as Bill keeps saying, flexibility and options and parts and pieces.
And getting a developer to change is not an easy fact, but it's all in our minds. I mean, quick story, Brenda and I were going to go work out, and, you know, you drove around 5-10 minutes trying to get the closest space. We're gonna go work out. It made no sense, but you're so ingrained to do it.
Yeah.
And that's what you have to explain. There's no problem with putting all the massive parking in the back, putting trees in there so it doesn't look like a parking lot, and keeping it. You still walk in.
Well, to me, your whole thing is, you're the adventure capital of Tennessee.
You're supposed to move.
If you're gonna ride a bike or zip line or do something outdoors, you know, why be Westtown Mall and need to park right in front of the Cheesecake Factory? You don't mind getting parking a quarter mile away and taking, where's your little sketch for your bus? You know, and taking a shuttle bus, you know, to the whitewater rafting company and doing what you're gonna do, having the fun you're gonna have, but your car is, you know, not there.
And you can take pictures of this stuff. Bill had done some stuff with the bus and putting things on it, you know, to emphasize the outdoors, a paddle, you know, with railing and just cool stuff like this. And we pulled images of architecture. This is in, you know, these murals in Asheville. There's just all kinds of things that are fun. So.
A lot of what you see police places going is the experience, not so much the architecture.
Yeah.
So we got that one, I drove an observation tower that you can go up, you know, it's just the tallest observation tower, something that people would just come to, you know. It doesn't have to be that, but keep, well, somebody mentioned if you had a place that had indoor pool, you know, a large indoor kind of playground pool for kids, that's an off-season thing, it'll be a draw, but it's about the experience, is more so than the architecture, even though we're architects.
The kiddie pool is up beyond the put in on Big Creek.
I want a zip line between the islands, we were talking about that. You guys can have the bikes, I want a zip line. Tower and
You could do both, they have a zip line that you
Right.
pedal, yeah.
Now, you don't get rid of the overhead electric, you can do a zip line down Main Street.
That's Vegas.
Anything else, guys? There's a lot of things we need to dig into.